Hello, welcome or welcome back. My name is Ari, and holy shit am I struggling with reading this month. Everything I read, even the things that I enjoy, I'm like not enjoying the reading experience. So I am going to do something in this vlog that it's like quick. All of the books that I've been reading this month are very long books, and it's been a struggle. I need like short, snappy, quick little things to get through, and that's what we're gonna do today. But am I necessarily going to read short books? No. So what's happening is there are 5 days left of the month. Today is Monday, the first is on Saturday, so I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 days. Each one of those days I am going to draw a book out of the cup. Whether I finish the previous book or not, I'm still going to draw another book. And it's going to be kind of like a taste test type of situation where either I can figure out some of the books in the jar, or maybe books that shouldn't be in the jar, they kind of read kind of interesting, or I can just make a really quick snap decision that I'm going to DNF this because this isn't for me. So each day I pull a book out of the jar. I have to read a minimum of 50 pages of it. I could read more if I want to, but at the end of that day, that's it. I'm done. I will either finish the book, probably not likely, or I will decide that, hey, this is kind of interesting, I want to continue with it. I will put it on my book cart right here on the bottom shelf that you can't see, and that will be my priority books. Like, it'll be like a shelf for books that I pull as a priority the next time I do my Dungeon of Books TBR game, or I just need something to read. Or the third option is I DNF it, and it goes off my shelf and I don't have to deal with it anymore. So let's start the draw right here with Monday's book, day one. I haven't cleaned this out, so there may be a couple of books in here that I've either already read or on next month's TBR or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see what I get. This one feels crunchy right there. What do we got? We have a book called Oasis. Let me grab that. So, Oasis by Katya de Becerra, I think is how you say her last name. This is a book from my Book of the Month club. This was when they still had YA Book of the Month. And this is a science fiction book about people who are stranded in the desert. I don't remember why they're stranded in the desert, maybe like a plane crash, and they come across this oasis, but the oasis is like a death trap because of robots and machines, I think. It sounded very, very interesting when I got the book, but it has pretty low reviews on Goodreads, so I don't know that it's actually any good, but it is short. This is the first actual short book I've seen out of this month's jar. This is 302 pages, so definitely very short. So I'm gonna read at least 50 pages of this today, and I'll see you tomorrow with another draw. Hello, it's Tuesday. I did go ahead and DNF Oasis. Even if I wasn't doing this challenge, I probably would have DNF'd this book anyway, because this is awful. First off, the writing's really bad. Like, real bad. I don't know what was happening with the writing. The characters are like caricatures. You've got the mean girl, you've got the shy Asian girl, you've got the asshole jock, you've got the funny jokester kind of boy. I mean, it's like real bad of just like generic stereotypes as far as characters go. And then even on top of like just like making everything generic, the writing's just bad. The plot of the story is basically a young girl and 4 of her best friends have just graduated high school and they're spending their summer in Saudi Arabia on a archaeology dig with her father, who's an archaeologist. And then there's all like the really bad stereotypes about like the natives won't go to the archaeology dig because it's cursed. So yeah. There's also like this weird racist thing almost. It's very hard to describe. The author seems like she wants to be very inclusive in her writing, where she goes out of her way to describe the racial background of every single solitary character she introduces. But the way she does it kind of whitewashes everything, where it's like, everybody's included as long as they act white. And you're just like, no, that's bad, that's wrong. Let's not do that. So that's really weird. And there's one specific instance that I had tabbed, that I had marked in here, that maybe I'm reading this wrong, but it comes off as like real bad. And the exact words are, a handful of Aboriginal kids, parentheses, who self-define as Koori, in parentheses. Like, if they are Indigenous and they self-define, like, why would you ever use the phrase self-define in that sentence? It comes off as so weird. That's like, in my brain, that's saying like you're talking about a trans woman, you call her a he, dead name her, and then say something like they self-define as a woman. It's like, no, they're not self-defining as Koori, they are Koori. If they don't want you to use the term Aboriginal, don't fucking use the term Aboriginal. And it's even weirder because she's saying this about fictional characters. What? Because this isn't based off of anybody. There's no need to mention these Koori characters. They're not even like, it's like a side tangent that has not fuck all to do with the plot, other than the author wanted to add Indigenous characters to her massive list of all of the races she's describing. But what? Does anybody else feel that feels really off? Or is it just me? Anyway, this book is going in the garbage. Not really the garbage. I'm probably gonna put this in a little free library because it's a Book of the Month Club book, but it's going out of my life. And it's time to draw the second book for this week. So let's see what we got in here. We get way down at the bottom. Oh, that one feels good, right there. Right there. This is a book called The Lost Puzzler. Let's not put it back in the jar and let me grab it. That is this book right here. This book, I don't remember what it's about, but it did come in a book box. So this looks like post-apocalyptic sci-fi. You have two different groups of people. You have like religious people and then people who rely on technology, and a city called the City of Towers, and a child who mysteriously disappeared a decade before. The child is known as the Key, and he is one of the few with special powers who can restore the lost civilization. But apparently he disappeared like 12 years before, so I'm not sure why they're trying to search for him now. You'd think that would have been important 12 years ago, but yeah. I probably will not finish this today because this is a chunker of a book. Let's see, we've got 512 pages, so definitely won't finish it today, but I can get 50 pages in and decide if I want to keep going on with this one or if it's a no-go. But I'll catch ya tomorrow. It's Wednesday, my dudes, and I have read my 50 pages of this. So this one, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm still interested. So this is going on the, I'm still gonna read it shelf. It's actually going on the bottom shelf of this cart, which is priority reads for like book draws, or for the, wow. Which is priority reads for books to pick for my Dungeon of TBR game at the beginning of the month, or if I just like have extra time to read something, then I can grab from there as well. So interested for now. I don't dislike anything so far, but I still fuck all idea what's going on. But it's time for another draw. So we dug deep yesterday, so let's do something like right on top here today. And this is, I can't tell if that's just overexposed. Yes, it is. I Have No Secrets. That is this book, which is a Book of the Month Club book. And I put this on multiple TBRs thinking I'm going to read it over the years, and I just haven't gotten to it. This is about a woman who is wheelchair bound. She cannot move any of her body and she cannot speak. And her sister's boyfriend is a serial killer and tells her all of the things, like all of the people he's killing and all of the really awful things he does, and then she's up for some elective surgery that's going to allow her to speak, or maybe it's not surgery, maybe it's like equipment that's going to allow her to speak, and she's kind of afraid for her life because she can't protect herself from the serial killer boyfriend until she gets the equipment or surgery or whatever. And yeah, so it's a weird sounding premise, but I'm mildly intrigued. I'm obviously not intrigued enough to have picked up this book anytime before now, but mildly intrigued. So this is the book for today. It's fairly short, and I have finally finished my like entire TBR for the month, so I may be able to just read this whole thing today. We'll see how much time I have after work, but I will catch you tomorrow. All right, it's Thursday. This book was very short with like huge font and spacing, so I went ahead and read the whole damn thing yesterday. So there's that. Bite-sized review for this one. As far as thriller, like the thriller aspect of this goes, this is very childish and innocent and idealistic, and I don't think it makes a very good thriller. The interesting part about this story is the rep. I can't attest to the accuracy of the rep, disabled rep, but it seemed like the author researched it well and has a career in like assisting disabled people. So I enjoyed that part, but like the thriller part was awful. It was bad. Yeah, the writing is also very simplistic. So just, it didn't bother me, but it is very, very simplistic. So there you go. And now, our draw for Thursday. We have today and tomorrow's draws left. So far, I've hit all 3 possibilities. I've DNF'd a book, I've decided to keep one for later, and I finished a book. So what are we gonna do the last 2 days? Let's see what the next book is to see how long of a book that I'm going to have to read. That one looked tasty to you? Okay. This is, ooh. Come on, focus. We Used to Be Friends. And you know what that is? That is a contemporary romance. So that is We Used to Be Friends by Amy Spalding. This is a queer sapphic contemporary romance. Young adults. So everything I just said in there, except for like the queer part, I'm not particularly down for. I don't like contemporary romance. I don't like young adult contemporaries, and especially not young adult contemporary romance. But I do like sapphic relationships in books, so maybe that's a redeeming quality. And you know what? I'm not even 100% sure that this is a young adult. Yeah, it is. Okay, so basically this is about 2 high school girls who are best friends since kindergarten. And apparently it's told in a very interesting way, where Kat's story is moving forward and James's story is moving backwards. And James is a female character in here. So that's an interesting thing, maybe. I don't know. I also apparently have a signed book plate in here. But yeah, I will read this. I may be able to finish it today. It's got huge font. And it doesn't seem... How many pages is this? And it's got like 400 pages, so maybe, maybe not. If I'm interested in it, then I'll finish it today probably. If it's as bad as I'm afraid it's going to be, then I probably won't finish it today. And full transparency's sake, when I say bad, I mean bad for me. This could be like a fantastic book. I just really hate contemporary romances. So they're all bad for me, even if it's great to everybody else in the world. But I will check in with you tomorrow and let you know how this goes. Hello, it's Friday. Last day, April 30th. Yay! One more book to go. But before I draw that book, let's talk about this book. I went ahead and DNF'd this. This is contemporary young adult romance, and I honestly just can't be bothered with teenage girls and their dramas. I know this is supposed to be a queer sapphic romance, but both of these girls have boyfriends. So I have no idea when they decide that they're bisexual or they're lesbians or what happens. I'm confused. Besides the point. That also doesn't make it... The more I think about it, the less it makes sense for how the story is told. So the subject matter is just not for me. It doesn't necessarily mean the book is bad. It's just not for me subject matter. But there is one thing about like the way the story is told that just... It's weird. But you have 2 characters here, and this character, what is her name? I don't remember. Kat, you were following her from the beginning of senior year of high school going towards the end of senior year of high school. And then James, who's this character, you're following her from the end of senior year of high school and going backwards. And while that sounds cool, it is confusing as fuck. I don't know what's going on. I am confused out of my mind. So, you have that. I don't know how, like, they're not friends, or they're friends in both of these timelines, but they're friends that are, like, going apart, and I'm not really sure how the timelines going this way towards each other are supposed to somehow come up with a friendship when they're obviously drifting apart. I don't know. I don't know how this works. I don't care. Anyway, not for me. Also, the way James got her name, super misogynistic. Her dad started crying because she wasn't a boy, and her mom was like, we can name her James. Yeah. Next. So, last book. What are we getting? What shiny things are we getting in here? I'm gonna get all the way at the bottom of this one. Oh, I think I'm gonna drop a bunch of these. I want this one. Yeah. All right, this is a book called The Line Between, which I think is a historical romance. No, I think this is a thriller. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is a thriller. This one doesn't actually sound like too bad, but I think I heard bad things about it. So this is about, it's a thriller, and it's a post-apocalyptic book. Dystopian, that's the word I'm looking for, dystopian. So there's a cult, a New Earth, which is a doomsday cult. And the world is nearly ravaged by a outbreak of rapid onset dementia. So she grew up in this cult where they said the world was going to end, and then she gets out of the cult and finds out that the world has actually ended. And something about her and some military guy have to make it to a lab in Colorado to maybe save the world from this rapid onset dementia. I don't know. It's either going to be good or it's going to be real bad. And I just don't know where I stand here. So I'm cool with a thriller. As far as my review of this, I need to edit this video right now. So either I'm about to insert a clip, which I will do right here. Quick update from my cell phone, because I have hit 51 pages in this book. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm not really sure where the thriller part is coming in or anything like that. So far, we have kind of learned that the disease looks like it's coming from pigs, maybe? Like the first chapter was about like some pig farmer. So I'm guessing that the disease originates from pigs, though they haven't actually said it yet. And then everything else has been about this girl's life in this cult, where we're seeing that she got kicked out of the cult, and like her originally joining the cult. So that's kind of what it's talked about so far. What else is going on? The world hasn't ended. Like, this dementia thing is like unknown. It's a very, very new thing happening when she has been released from this cult. So it's not like she leaves the cult and comes into this world where everybody has dementia really badly. The disease is just now being discovered by a handful of doctors at the time that she left the cult. I think where this is going, from what I understand, is in the cult she was vegan. Like, the cult is based off of like veganism, or one of the aspects of the cult is based off of veganism, where you can only eat ancient grains and vegetables and no meat or no animal byproducts, because God apparently doesn't want you to. So she's vegetarian, vegan. She's vegan. And I think that's probably why she doesn't end up catching whatever this disease is, because it seems that it's going to be spread through meat, but I'm not sure. I haven't found out yet. So I'm going to continue reading this. You'll probably see it in my end of month wrap up if I can finish it today, which maybe not. If not, then you'll see it in next month's mid-month wrap up. That's the end of this video. Let me know what you thought about this project, where I only gave myself a day to read books, and they were all books that I didn't like. Was this interesting to you, or was this like, we don't care, why are you still talking? Talk to me in the comments. Give me your suggestions on ways I can improve this in the future. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like and subscribe. It helps me out. It helps more eyes see my content. And if you enjoyed it, maybe other people will enjoy it. But thank you for being here, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!